Hello and welcome to the Bear Right Trail podcast. I, of course, am your host, Sam Kirk, here with my co-host and a bunch of other white dudes here to really break down a big rivalry that might just be starting. It might be the start of something big, but this is our throwdown episode. Maryland versus PA, the Battle of the Mason Dixon. Welcome everybody to our biggest podcast yet. So welcome everybody. Chris, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. The kids were a little bit unruly here, so got them in bed. And although jumping on a little late, man, I'm excited to kick this off.
Yeah, me too. And excited to have another one of our PA brethren here. We don't have the whole Bear Right crew here right now, but since, I think as Dumbledore might say, introductions are in order. And so we've got some great people here. And let's start with our PA brethren here, Niko Teller in the house. Welcome, Niko.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, so some people, especially in the PA area, they might know a little bit about you. You are somebody that races everything from the mile to 250 miles. So tell us a little bit about what brought you to trail running. You kind of went all in from the beginning. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Niko.
Yeah, so I pretty much started when COVID happened. Just got right into it, and just honestly, my first race was 100 miles. So that's where I kind of started. So I'm kind of just working my way down and working my way up as well. Like you said, I did Cocodona 250 last year, so I love it all. I just love trail running and running in general. And I just did my first mile last weekend, with you. Dude, that was so much fun on the track. But yeah, dude, I just love running. I just like being outdoors, and yeah, it's just what I do. I mean, it's like my love. So
Niko, how's the Achilles feeling after that mile, man? You smoked it there.
Bless the throat, man. I'm still feeling it in my throat. And not just 1 mile though, but I did another mile like an hour later after that mile. So but honestly, that second mile felt better than the first. But
nice.
I thought it might, Niko. I thought it might. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm definitely doing it again next year. But
nice.
Yeah, trying to work on some speed lately. That's what I've been doing. This winter break, working on speed, and I'm excited now to do I think it's my first 50K this year. So
all right, yeah, we'll be excited to get out there. Yeah. Well, let's invite our Maryland brethren here. This is a podcast all about this budding rivalry. So I'm going to start by going around the room here and start with Adam Driscoll. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, welcome. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, so I've been running, biking probably since high school. Been at it for a while. Now have 3 kids. And I just signed up today, actually, for the race because Pat told me about this contest. And one of the things I love about running, one of the things I loved most about running was cross-country high school and cross-country in college because of the team aspect of it. So it was one of the things that I absolutely loved. I did lots of track races, lots of 5Ks. But it wasn't as fun as the competition from a team aspect. And that actually, when Pat told me you guys were doing that, I was like, I'm in. I've been biking probably a lot more than I've been running right now, but that's okay. I've ran decades, so I'm all about it.
Adam, are you originally from the Maryland area? Did you go to high school there? Did you go to college there?
I went to college. I went to college at UMBC,
okay.
But I grew up in New Jersey. I went to high school, in New Jersey.
Awesome, man. Yeah, looking forward to throwing it down there.
Yeah.
Adam says Adam wants to know what the prize is. I told him it's just sweet victory is the prize.
Well, but he told me he would give me a sweet potato, so I don't.
Okay.
I'm not really sure.
I'll bring a quart of strawberries. That's what I'll bring.
Whoa! Yeah. I will race for that.
Quart of strawberries for Driscoll.
I will eat it. I'll eat it. Oh yeah, I get it.
Well, Pat, we're starting into you here, so let's keep it moving. Pat here as well.
So I've been friends with Adam since college, and we ran together at UMBC, and then we got into biking. Am I reconnecting?
You're on.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Sorry. All right. So we got into biking after that. We rode across country a few times, and then in about 2019, because I'm getting older, I was like, man, I'd really like to see what I can do in a marathon before I get like too old. So now I'm training for marathons specifically, but I do most of my running on the roads. In the trails, because it's just more fun, and I love nature, and the roads get a little boring. So I race a lot of marathons, but I run a lot of trails in my training. And then Brian Weist said he would like me to get together a team of Marylanders, and so I tried my best with this crew that we've got here. I think we'll put up a decent fight at least.
Nice.
Absolutely. Awesome. Yeah, Pat, I can't see you.
Yeah, I had a little
heard
connection.
you,
Once
and, Pat and Adam, I can't. But awesome to have you guys on. Pat, I know of you, right? We've never met before, so excited to meet you in person down there next Saturday, and excited to race, and looking forward to just growing the community, man. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Awesome.
This is so much more fun, with this going on, and you guys bring in a lot of fast people, and then we got a lot of fast people that we're bringing, and I think a lot of these guys on both sides might not even be going to this race. I mean, certainly Adam wouldn't be here, and so I think this is going to be much more fun than just kind of, a lower level competition race.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and speaking of the depth of the competition, you are bringing a pretty full contingent here, and I'm looking at somebody that looks a little too much like me for my own comfort, and that is Simon Arendt down there. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and hopefully our histories aren't as as similar as I'm predicting they might be.
Well, every team needs a nice mustachioed man on it. So, we fill out that category, I think, the token mustache guy.
All right.
Yeah, I've been the token mustache guy since about 14. I had a pretty puberty-heavy mustache since I was pretty young.
All right, yeah, so Simon, I don't want to cut you off, man. I was going to ask, since 2014 or since you were 14?
Since I was 14.
Nice. Nice. That's important to clarify.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm
Go ahead,
33 now, and so it's been, I guess, going on 20 years. My wife has never seen me without facial hair, so it's
Nice.
my safe space. But I'm born and raised here in Frederick, Maryland, home of the Catoctin Trail, the Blue Trail, if anyone's familiar. I went to school in PA, played rugby in college, actually, and all through high school, played a lot of team sports, ran like one semester of track in high school and hated it, and basically just swore it off, was like, man, I'm never going to run. I did a lot of running and a lot of training, like, aerobic training for rugby, but swore it off. And then, like Niko said, in COVID, lost my job and just started running not to lose my mind. And did like the 4x4 challenge where you run like 4 miles every 4 hours for 24 hours.
Like the David Goggins challenge?
Yeah, that I found that somebody posted on it, I guess, on Instagram, and I was like, that sounds cool. I'll try that. Did that in like the heat of the summer, and just like it was like so terrible and so amazing all at the same time. And I was like, all right, cool. My friend ran the JFK, and I was like, cool. I'll run the JFK, and like I'm gonna run faster than you did. And signed up for a 50K, a local 50K, the Catoctin 50K. Met Pat, and then ran the JFK, and it's that was 2021. All right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome, man.
Went to college in PA, and I've always wanted to go up there and do some racing. So I'm going up this summer to run the Heiner 50K as well.
Nice.
Oh, you'll
All
see
right.
Chris and I there. We're both doing the 25K.
Awesome.
Yeah, Simon. I tried to get in the 50K, but no dice. So I'll be in the 25K. It is. I mean, yeah, that I could like wax poetically about that race, man. It is so cool. Like it's just like a trail fest with like 1,500 runners and probably like 2,000 people. There's like it's just so cool. You're in the middle of nowhere, and it's just a massive field. Like festival. It's like the Renaissance Fair for like trail geeks. It's awesome, man.
Wow.
Like,
Sounds awesome.
New Trail, a brewery up there, sponsors it, so they're like throwing out like, you know, beers after the race. There's like fires going on. There's, you know, vendors up there selling things. The atmosphere is like, it's just so cool, man. It's so much fun. You're gonna absolutely love it. It's fantastic, man. So
speaking of New Trail, I'm hoping that maybe we'll get a sponsorship from New Trail at some point.
That'd be awesome.
I've got here, I don't know if anybody's tried it yet, the non-alcoholic Broken Heels.
No, I haven't. How is it?
Best non-alcoholic beer out there.
Doesn't surprise me, man. New Trail
Absolutely the best. The best.
Yeah,
so
they don't miss.
If anybody's looking for some, you know, some easy carbs, you know, you can get them there.
Beautiful.
But Simon, very, very excited to have you at all those races. You know, most notably, you know, coming up here at Hat. Just wanted to say I have a little bit of a connection down in the Catoctin Mountains as well. I went to summer camp at Camp Catoctin, Quaker camp there for most of my youth. So I love the trails down there. I wasn't doing much running on those. Just absolutely love that area. So
I'm familiar with that camp. Yeah, I know the area. It's not too far from where I live. So
yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful area.
And like Adam, I was excited to hear about some competition. You know, I mean, so that was the name of the game. It's sometimes hard to find a group of guys that you can go and run fast with, and especially when you sort of call it out ahead of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy to be a part of it. I've been on board for a little while, but didn't get signed up until today, so I'm officially in now.
All right, there we
Nice.
go. There we go. Everybody's in the race. And so the last person we have here tonight, Jeremy Splitter. Tell us about yourself, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on. My history with running, I don't have a lot of like early years like track or anything like that. Running wise, what stands out the most to me at that age was like my mom would drop me off at CCBC and I'd have to run home with a backpack, but that was only like 3 miles. When I got older, I started like hiking trails just for like the meditative aspect. That was a little too slow, so I would run them. But at that time, it was only like 3 to 6 miles a few days of the week. I remember even like seeing a trail race, like probably, I don't know, like 2010 or something like that, thinking like, that's dumb. Why would people race this through the woods? And then, you know, like last year I ran my first one. Kitten was my first race last year. I don't remember exactly what spurred it on, probably listening to like Goggins or Cam Haines, something like that. Just dudes like running all the time. So Catoctin was my first one last year, and that's where I heard about Pat. You know, he won the race, and then like slowly found out what a truly local legend he was, and wanted to get better. I don't know, got the competitive spur at that point, and it kind of turned into like if you can't beat him, join him thing, and got hooked in with his AFC crew, and it's a great group. So yeah,
awesome. So Pat, you appear to be the ringleader here.
I've rallied these guys together here. That's true.
Nice.
But there needs to be
Brian told me to do it.
There needs to be a way to track who's on like in the race. So like I need to be able to know who I need to beat. So like can there be like tape or something on the jersey?
Yeah, right.
For like PA has to have like blue or something and Maryland red. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea. We can wear
Some way
socks.
so I know.
Socks.
Well, the only issue that we have with marking ourselves for this is that our Bear Right Trail team T-shirts are cotton. They're going to be Chafe City if we're out there.
Maybe I can find something on eBay, just like some wristbands that we could wear. You know, something that's not going to get in the way, something that's not going to chafe or anything weird. Maybe I could just find some wristbands on eBay. I bet you I could. Maybe do something like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, this kind of gets us into. I mean, we're gonna have to dive into the minutia here, right? We need to know how we're defining these teams.
Yeah.
You know, because everyone is excited to be here. We're all excited to be here for this race, the competition, the team dynamic, and we definitely do need to have a known structure in how this race is going to be, how it's going to be scored, essentially, right? And how we are going to plan it out. So this is just sort of opening up the forum. Some different things that have been tossed out here have been, hey, do we do something that is a a cumulative time type scoring? Do we do a points-based scoring like you would have in cross country? No, pretty well. Like, how deep does the scoring go? I mean, this is a long race. We're not talking about a 5K. We're talking about a 50K, right? So like the number of people that are on the team, number of people who score, whether we're doing displacements, is it a championship style? Is it, but I guess really where you start is place versus time structure.
Yeah.
So what are the thoughts out there on that piece of it?
I'm partial to like the cross country scoring, just because that's what I grew up with and sort of what I love. But if we're taking into account, like, I mean, that's tried and true, but time is sort of cool as well,
right? I agree,
because that would be like, that's pinpoint accuracy right there, and I think that's maybe more telling of what the team as a whole, what type of race everybody has, cumulative. So that might be more accurate or telling.
It would also,
maybe.
It also lends itself to, like, you're in no man's land and you're sitting in 5th place, but you got to push it to the finish line at maximum effort.
Yeah.
No matter what, even if you can't see anybody in front of you or behind you, you got to keep going. I like that.
Motivation.
And that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah.
I think we should do it for that sole reason, because it puts a bit of grit into the formula.
Keeps everybody honest. Keeps everybody
real
honest.
There's no lollygagging if you're sitting pretty and you can see the finish line. You got to keep going. Sprint.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you know how pretty you're sitting? I mean, know that know that you're.
Well, you're.
If you can't
maybe
see
someone's not
going to
beat you. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just a placement issue.
Well, yeah. Well,
and you can kind of just like, whoa.
And that's the thing. If you are like in quote unquote no man's land, you're right, and like you don't know what's happening in front of you or behind you, so you have to keep pushing. Yeah. I mean. What is everybody, Simon, Jeremy, what do you guys think of that?
I like the time aspect. I mean, it definitely, like, adds another, like, it's motivating, and it's also, like, you don't want to end up dragging too much, whether you have to or not,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, I like that time aspect of it. It's fun that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even at first place, if you're at first place, you still want to push it because then you create the best buffer for your caboose, essentially.
That's true.
Or last place,
Well, last place.
Right.
You got to keep going every second.
Or is it like top 10? Like how many people in the top 10, like PA and Maryland guys, and just count them that way?
Could be.
Yeah, you could do multiple prizes for each competition type. Favorite beer,
Hold on.
and then
wait, Sam, how are we looking with Zach Miller's like old race sock? Can we get that still? Like, we've been talking about that for like.
Yeah, Ryan did not come
while.
through. Basically, I think he oversold his connection with.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is actually kind of surprising. I thought that the consensus was going to be on, hey, let's just keep it simple. Let's keep cross-country scoring. It's easy. We don't got to add up a bunch of time at the end.
Yeah.
You just do placements. This does seem like it's, I don't know. We don't have a mixed gendered race as far as this team competition that we have going on right now. But that was one of the things I thought we might want to consider was how we do that. Is it, straight overall placing? Is there, something where, let's say you have a mixed team, instead of being based on time, you could have 2 firsts on a team, for instance, as opposed to, and that could incentivize having like a mixed gendered race, just in a little way that, like, hey, just like get a little bit more inclusion and things like that, as opposed to, just like I said, a bunch of white dudes racing around in the woods. So that was one thing I was thinking about as far as where a point structure might be a little simpler and allow for that to happen. It doesn't have to be for this particular race, but for trail team racing, what do you guys think about those thoughts?
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Pat. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I think if we had mixed gender, I think it would make more sense to do the placements.
Yeah. So what are the teams looking like here so far? How
You
how
guys
many
have
on the
6,
roster?
right?
Do we? Do we have Sam?
Yeah,
Sam,
we got
have
6.
Do
Yeah,
we- I mean, what
I
do you
think
guys?
so. You,
Well-
me, Nico, Rob, Josh,
Brian and
Brian.
Yeah. Do we,
6.
what is the how many?
And also, I mean, I guess we could even have 7. I think. Who else is?
Like Brandon Fogarty's down there. He's
Sure.
down
Yeah,
there.
Keegan.
Yeah.
Keegan. That's
Yeah.
who I was thinking of. Yeah.
Keegan's
I
really
mean,
good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Nico is Brandon's running, right? Fogarty. Do you know Brandon?
I do know him, but I'm not sure if I don't know if he's running.
I think he is running. I think he's running.
If he is, he should definitely. Yeah.
I mean, in any case, I don't think you need to go deeper than 5. I feel like that's
true.
at a PK
Yeah.
distance is
Yeah.
actually a little aggressive. You know,
true.
Yeah.
that to say that you're going to have all 5 score. I don't know how you feel about that. You know, whether it should be a little bit more top loaded.
Yeah.
We can have some bonus dudes though. You know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
just,
right.
I feel bad about having, you know, like if we set up a structure that all
True.
5 have to finish or you're disqualified or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of that's a little rough.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just didn't know how many guys and gals like the Maryland team had, so we had even amount of runners.
Yeah, we have 5.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, we have 6. We have 6.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
We got some other guys coming from our team,
Yeah.
but they're kind of running more casually, so I didn't add them to the race
Yeah.
team that we've got here.
Okay.
So, yeah. I think doing top, 5 would make sense, because that
Yeah.
gives you a little buffer in case one of us DNFs on either team,
Yep.
either side.
True.
Yeah, and then we could also go to a panel if you only have 4 finishers or something.
Yeah.
Just be like, like we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
For
strict do
par-
we want to be?
Right.
For pair-wise, I was thinking, going back to like basketball, you do shirts versus skins.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That would be funny though.
but it's just on nipples. It's tape versus versus lube.
Man. All right,
Adam likes to cut his hair like a mohawk and like dye
That's
it
true. Yeah.
when he gets excited about a race. So we
Yeah,
could,
Boston
he could-
last year did that.
he could
Yeah?
he could force us
Nice.
all to get mohawks.
Hey, as long
Maryland,
as you
Maryland
guys
does
are
Mohawk.
doing it. Yeah, as long as you guys are doing it, that's fine. Yeah. I'm down for that. We can do that. Yeah. Oh man.
So
All right,
so for this event, so let's isolate it down a little bit more instead of like not making a team structure for a nationwide race calendar here. So it seemed like you guys were all a little bit more on the idea of cumulative time, right?
Yeah. I'm in for that. I like it for the toughness factor.
All right. So we got a cumulative time race going 5 deep, right? And let's see, what else do we got? We got to do here. Well, because of that, guys, this sucks. This simplifies the conversation so much. God damn.
But it'll be so tough in the race. We'll all be bleeding to get to that finish line.
Yeah. So we got the number of scores, and do we plan on doing any age or gender? I mean, we don't have a mixed gender team here, but what about age handicapping?
Not for us. We don't have anybody old enough. But I think, did you say you had somebody who's 50?
We do have one.
So at 43, I might be the oldest on my team, and I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage yet. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah,
but
dude, I
not
feel
there
it.
yet.
I feel it.
I'm not there
I'm
yet.
with you in the 43, and I certainly feel like I'm slowing down. It's not the same as 41,
I mean,
that's for sure.
It definitely happens.
Yeah.
But if you do have a 50-year-old or over, that person might feel like they might be at it. So I don't know. For our team, no handicaps for us, but I'm open to having a handicap for somebody else. I don't. That's fine. Whatever you guys think.
I just want to know, I mean, if we were to do it, like what would an appropriate age-based handicap be at 50K?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I guess you could do something based on like the Boston Marathon. You get an extra 10 minutes every 5 or 10 years, whatever. So, maybe the 50-year-old, 50-plus guy would get an extra 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever.
We can decide after the results come in, We'll clear that up later. See, that's why we need Josh here, because Josh is like, Josh would plead his case.
Yeah.
he'd want to negotiate a little bit. And,
I think it would be interesting because you have the intersection of like wanting advantage and pride, right?
Yeah, right.
So,
Definitely.
I don't know where that would come into play. So he'd be like, "Oh, I'll spot you 10 minutes."
Yeah. I like that. I like that attitude. That's good. That's the way to be.
oh man.
I think we should just go without it.
Yeah, I say we just roll.
I'm
with
in.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh is a strong runner.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Go without it. All right. Well, that works that out there. Let's see what else we got going here. Yeah. So what are the stakes in this race, guys? I mean, outside of either just being depressed for the rest of the year or rubbing in everybody's faces. Raise the stakes here a little bit. What do we say?
Oh
Yeah. What is it? I'm trying to think of something. I can't even think of anything clever, frankly. I don't know. Sam, what do you think?
I have the platform. That's it, right?
right.
I've got I set up the conversation. I'm not.
Well, listen, like if this is like, I mean, I think this is something that we could just keep. We could keep doing this, right? I mean, like I'm. Through the future, right? We can get something started here and like do some kind of like silly like award or trophy, and then whichever team wins
A traveling trophy,
whichever. It's like the Stanley Cup, like whoever takes it just takes it, and it's got to be something stupid. I don't know. Well, let me think about that. You guys think about that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about it.
Why don't we do
Trophy is a great idea.
What's that?
A trophy is a great idea.
Yeah, so like why don't we like ruminate on this a little bit? So like maybe like we'll do, let's just say in the group chat everybody comes up with like a stupid trophy idea and then we'll just vote on it. Is that cool? And then we'll do that, and then it'll pass between the teams depending on who's taking home the victory.
That's true. Or you can also we can all pitch in like $20 or something, and winner takes home the jackpot, and they can split it.
Yo, hey, I mean, I would do that for sure. Probably make me run a little faster, but I'm down for either.
I have a suggestion.
Okay.
And this might be a I think that we're all kind of linked into just trail running, the stories going around at the time. There's very, very prominent, ultra trail runner that just kind of went outside of the boundaries, kind of broke the mold of a sponsorship. And I think we got to show our support there. And I think that basically what I would say is the losing team needs to buy the winning team OnlyFans memberships in order to support Sabrina Stanley going forward here. And I'm sure everybody is going to be cool with that.
Dude, I thought I heard that wrong.
I thought I heard it wrong too.
I was listening to the most recent a Free Trail podcast, and I was like, no way. But like apparently there's
there's a lot of professional athletes on there that do content as well. It's not what it's known for, but
crazy.
I think it was a shock to everybody.
Yeah,
for sure. I don't think that's going to be what we're going to do as a prize. It clearly is way too just layered in complication to try to do that. But, kind of crazy that she's breaking the mold like that and just kind of going for it. I guess it's certainly big publicity for sure.
Yeah, good. I mean, like good on her too, though. Like she's going to make a lot more money most likely than a traditional sponsor, and then she can race whatever race she wants to. She can wear whatever like kit she wants to, whatever shoes she wants to, etc. So I mean, shoot, if it's working, good on her. It's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think that her sponsorship. She's a paid professional. Athlete by the company. It's not It's not like she was announcing her OnlyFans account and doing that. She's a paid professional athlete by the company. It's very, very, very different than what we would typically think of as like
a little different.
I also figured it was probably pretty lucrative. I feel like they could pay you pretty well.
Oh yeah, they've got deep pockets.
Yeah, you wear whatever shoes you want. It's probably not a bad gig.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, well, I might edit that out.
I don't know, Sam. There's probably been. This isn't the worst of or the most controversy of topics that we've brought up here. I think
Yeah,
you're
what?
good.
What? Ragging on precision nutrition? I don't think
Yeah.
it's a.
Yeah,
But
it's like that and some other things.
oh goodness. Okay. Well, anyway, moving forward here, I just had to get into that. So, as far as let's bring it around. So breaking certain molds here, right? Sabrina Stanley definitely broke a sponsorship mold there, and I guess probably proved that there are other ways to go about sponsorship in the sport. One of the things I feel like maybe we're trying to do here is break that mold a little bit too, and say, hey, how do we do team trail racing and kind of bring that activity, bring that liveliness to it? Adam, for instance, you said hey, that's what I loved about running was that cross-country dynamic, that feel. And I think so many of us have that background. Chris and I have talked about this before. How do we bring that to trail? Because I think that's what so many of us are really kind of jonesing for, is that dynamic, that team feel, that energy of racing that you just don't get at your local 5K, necessarily get it at the trail races now either. People show up, run, go home, maybe chat and have a beer afterwards, but it doesn't have that team feel. Yeah, maybe we can start with you, Adam, as far as thoughts on the team dynamics.
Yeah, I mean, to do it now, I don't really know a real answer. I just feel like in high school and college, it was just kind of set up, right? It was just by default, we had it. It was everyone you ran with every day, it was kind of just there. It was almost natural. We, our team, here in our area, we kind of have that a little bit. Pat definitely does that a lot. And I think that helps for sure.
So Adam, Adam and I, we just competed in a team race, actually. Remember the Club Challenge 10 miler that we do every year? Yeah, so we just did this, but a road 10 miler, and we do it every year. This is the third year I think we've done it as a team, and we compete we are very obsessed with winning the 40 plus male team category every year, and we have a very strong team, and we've won it twice now, and it's awesome. And I don't know if any of those other 40 plus teams actually care, but our team, we really care, we legit care, and we do training runs together and everything. It's really fun, and I think there's no reason we shouldn't bring this, I think if a race promoted it from the race director, I think you could totally do something like this.
Yeah, and it makes
But
good content.
it would have to come from the race, I think.
Yeah.
Hat 50K or a race like that, they could have a team competition. They could have the whole race just be a team competition, and you can't join the race unless you're on a team, or you could have it as a subset of the total race.
JFK does that.
JFK does it?
They have teams.
Okay. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that
I
either.
think it's top three. I think it's three. Yeah, the Jim Walmsley, the Coconina Cowboys used to come when he was real young. I forget who's the older head. I don't know. But yeah, they have team scores.
Yeah. They should promote that more, because
awesome.
I didn't even know that, I don't know.
Yeah, neither.
It'd be kind of cool.
It would be really cool. I mean, that's something that I've thought a lot about since thinking about what, kind of what to bring to the table here. And it would be awesome to have some sort of series. You could you could sort of pick 5 races over the course of a year and sort of see who shows up, and you could almost depending on what what the sort of end goal was, whether it was a prize or some, I don't know, but you could do it 10 deep. The more you sort of got it out, I feel like you could get plenty of people trying to, if it was time based, you could get plenty of people through the middle of the pack, trying to still run a good time.
Yeah. What do we think so, you talk about having a season-long series. I've often thought about that same thing, Simon. But one of my questions is, so many people in trail running, at least that I've been thinking, when I think about it, are building their season, usually working up to longer races at the end of the season, kind of structuring it in certain ways, sometimes with travel and stuff like that. And so how do you get purchase into a series where you're having to race somewhat regularly, or, come to this certain area or region over a certain period of time? And one of my questions was, like what is the ideal distance or amount of time for these races, because maybe we're looking at something that allows for some amount of recovery, or something like that. So what do you guys think as far as like what, like, is 50K the right distance? Is it 25K? Is it 10K? Is it 100 miles?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a combination of distances.
Yeah.
You know, that way you can sort of diversify. Not only, you know, some runners obviously are going to be, for the most part, you know, you have runners that will be stronger at different distances, and I think that lends to more of like a diversification of like the team and the, you know, the strengths of the runners. And yeah, you know, Sam, obviously we discussed this. I don't want to hijack this conversation here, but I think, you know, growing up, it seems like everybody here grew up playing sport, like team sports in some capacity, whether it was running specific or not. You know, I grew up playing team sports and ran through like high school, and, you know, but I was, you know, playing like club soccer, club baseball and stuff like that. And yeah, it's, once you sort of have that like competitive fire, like it's really, you know, competing as an individual is awesome. Like it's great, but having that team atmosphere and the dynamic is, there's nothing like that. And I don't think you really ever lose that. You know, so to have that, like that sort of community, like trail running is, it's an awesome community, super encouraging. Obviously we all know that. But to have that competition is like, I mean, that's another level. So I think, Sam, circling back, yeah, I mean, maybe you do something that's like a January through April, you know, a shorter series. Maybe it is a 10K, a 10 mile, whatever, 30K, 50K. And then you sort of start your season, right? Who knows? I don't know, but I do think it would attract runners, and I think teams too, you know, in the region. I think that'd be a ton of fun. I'm all for that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
Any thoughts?
My only thought is I mean, the series is cool. It is cool. The only problem with the series is it's going to have to span a lot of time, and everybody has, like, you know, I'm training for Western States, I'm training for Boston, I'm training for this and that and this. If it's just one race like this Hat 50K, and it matters, like that one day just really matters, you can do that, right? And then you can still train for your other big races throughout the season. But if it's a whole season of races, it becomes a little tougher to kind of smush that in with whatever your other training goals are. That's the only, and then to get 6 or 7 or 10 people on a team to all then agree to sacrifice, you know, a whole season to do this. It might be doable, but I think it's a little tough.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
It has to be a little less impactful, right? It's like the impact. It's the impact. Cycling, it works because your recovery from cycling events, so they'll do like a cycling series.
Sure.
And your recovery is, I mean, you could do one every week.
Yeah.
And so they could have these series, you know, and then maybe you do half of them or whatever, but you're still doing 5 or 6 races. I know I came from a cycling background, so I had those experiences. I was like, how do you do it? You know, why? I raced mountain bikes as a teenager, and then road bikes with my brother after college.
Okay, road bikes, cool.
But yeah, but both of those things had series. We had the Mid-Atlantic Super Series. We had different ones around.
Wait, the Mid-Atlantic Super Series as cyclocross?
No, it's the Mass. That's the mountain bike one, Pat.
Oh, the mountain bike one. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it had these different ones, and then there were cyclocross series. Those were all series, right? And I was like, and you have the team dynamics in those races, right? So I think that, you know, maybe one of the things that we're getting at is that the race has to be a little bit less impactful to a training cycle, right? So if you were going to have this, it almost couldn't, you know, it almost seems like it couldn't be your primary thing in some ways, right? I mean, it could be, but if you had bigger goals, you know, it could be. Yeah.
The Golden Trail Series.
Yeah.
They have those series of races all over the world, but you only need to run like I think 3 to qualify technically. And so they pick and choose and so I feel like maybe if you pick enough, if maybe there's 7 races or 6, you need 3, and if you win 3 races, and that adds another sort of strategy to it, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Well,
sure
there's
what
also
the ratio is, but I know that's sort of what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're shorter
And Pat-
distances as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pat was also mentioning sort of the, that you can get this, like if you had the race director putting out a team challenge, right? And people are putting together their teams and racing. You have established teams that go. One of the things that I think that happens with Golden Trail, and if we had an extended series, is you have this sort of thing of like, you have teams scoring in each of the races, but not necessarily a team race going on at the race, right? So it's like, yeah, you could do these different races and score for your team, but like, are you traveling there as a team? Or, is there like an actual team race going on? And I think that's kind of the difference. It's like, you could have some sort of team scoring, but if it doesn't really create, does this make sense? Like if it's not an actual team race, it doesn't feel that way. And just the same way that,
it does.
Like if you watch a Golden Trail race, you're not like, oh yeah, look, how's Team ASICS doing? And how's Team Solomon? Like nobody cares.
Yep.
It doesn't have any, it doesn't really have anything going on with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, like I think the PA Trail Dogs do like those, a bunch of sub-ultra series like up in like north central PA and stuff. They have a bunch of awesome races up there. I'd like to do more of them, but it's pretty organized. But yeah, that's more, I think that, I don't believe they do teams. They might, but I know a lot of that's individual, but really
For the
cool
season series?
For the season series, yeah. But I'm not sure if they do teams or not. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it would be fun to keep discussing, because it's something that competition, man. It's like, that's so much, it's so much fun. We've spoken about this like in our Bearite, trail like meetups and stuff like that. And I'm sure you guys probably feel the same way. Is there's like that stigma in trail running and like ultra running that it's like it's so friendly and so relaxed and like, I'm just like here to like enjoy nature. I am 100%, but doesn't mean that I'm not trying to like, if I'm racing, say, for instance, Sam and I are racing, like it would be a insult to me if Sam let up and was like,
Definitely.
hey, we should cross the finish line together.
Oh.
I'm like, no, you're insulting me if you do that. Like, absolutely not. No, like I'm hurting here. Like, I don't know if you guys heard of that. It was like was it 3 years ago, maybe? I don't remember. But anyway, Zach Miller told the story about like him and it wasn't Jonathan Albin. Who the heck was it? I forget who it was. But they were racing together, and whoever it was, I think it was another really strong runner. I forget who it was. Had mentioned something. It might have been UTMB about like, hey, if we get to like Courmayeur and we're like neck and neck, like, do you want to finish together? And like in Zach Miller ease, he's like trying to be like very like PC about how he feels, but basically he's like, no, are you crazy?
Right.
Why would I want to do that? Like, it's great to share miles, and like, but what do you have to talk about after a race? If Sam and I finish hand in hand, what are we going to talk about after the race? Like, oh, good job, man. Like, no. So like that competition's always boiling. It's just how to put it all together and create something out of it, and we are here. Like, it's awesome, man. This is great.
I think it's good for the middle of the pack and the back of the pack, to do that. But, for the front of the pack, you gotta.
Yeah. But Niko, you're like, even if you were like back of the pack, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you would want to do that, would you?
No.
I don't.
No.
Yeah, I
I
would
mean...
see that. And like, I understand it too. Like, but Niko, you bring up like a really good point. Like, different. And again, the beauty of trail running is like anybody can line up at a start. Like, and you can line up next to Walmsley, which is like insane, right? Like, it's nuts, right? That's like the beauty of our sport. And like, I am glad you brought that up, because not everybody has the same goal. Like, yeah, of course, there are people there that, hey, I'm here to finish, and that is awesome, and I'm in absolute support of that. But I think we are all of the mindset that I want to do the best I physically, mentally can on that day. So
Agreed.
You know?
Yeah, I'm here to finish all of you.
Right.
Finish though.
That's
Yeah,
the way to be.
that's what this is we're starting to wind down towards the end here.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you guys kind of sharing a bunch of the stuff, your thoughts on sort of the idea of team trail racing moving forward. Clearly a work in progress because there's a lot of complications for it and whether how you could actually make it successful. But in this team trail race that we're doing, the one we've kind of set up as a side bet here, I want to know what people's goals and predictions are. I'll start it off because I know everybody might be a little bit, hesitant to share everything. So I ran 4:07 here or something like that in a mudslide a couple of years ago. Probably a little bit better shape than I am right now. I was coming off of some Black Canyon training and stuff like that. So I think I was in pretty good shape coming into that one. But looks like conditions are going to be pretty good.
Sweet.
And I'm thinking I'm going to be hovering around that 4-hour line myself.
Oh yeah.
Planning on getting out and after it and hoping that I'm able to do that. I've always been a decent closer, so you guys should watch the fuck out.
So are you saying, you said you're not in not as good a shape as you were, so I looked up, you were in 23, you ran a 4:07, but you're not in as good a shape as then, or?
Yeah, but the conditions were very bad.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yep.
4:07 in bad conditions is really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still good.
Yeah.
I think I saw that too,
That's
Sam.
really fast.
You got first too, right, Sam?
Oh yeah, yeah, he did.
I was up to Brian.
good? I don't know.
Brian Wiest was second. But so I'm just saying that I think I'm not quite as fit as I was then, but I think I might go just as fast.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
you better.
All right, Maryland guys. What do you guys got?
Woo!
Adam just had a baby.
It's true.
Man.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
about
congratulations.
almost 3 months. Almost 3 months. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations,
about
man.
2.5 months.
Congrats.
But he's here.
So-
he can push hard. So
That's
he's got
awesome,
this.
man.
No problems.
That's like, I feel like Adam's like our Rob, Sam.
Okay.
He's the guy doesn't need much training, but
That's Adam.
but the man just moves.
That's
The
Adam.
man just moves. Yeah. All right. All right.
So there's our two guys breaking 4 hours.
Oh, I didn't say I was breaking 4 hours.
I think yeah, like the top at least 3 people are going under 4. I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
That sounds
I think
like
that-
fair.
No, Pat, aren't you're in good shape right now, right?
Yeah, I'm in good. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna break. You'll break 4.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'd be a little disappointed if I don't.
Nice. All right. Cool.
But I gotta keep my stomach. My goal, one of my goals this year is to not have any stomach issues. I've had a lot of races with DNFs, including this one. I did it a couple years ago, and I DNF'd due to stomach issues where I braced Brian. And so as long as I gotta keep my stomach in check.
Yeah.
And then I'm finally. I'm doing a lot of base lately, base training. So I'm finally gonna rest starting next week.
Nice.
My peak race is Boston,
Oh, cool.
but this is gonna start the tapering to get ready for that.
Nice.
So
Pat,
I'll
was that
come
the one in the
race it at
heat?
least.
Was that the hot year?
No, it was a nice year.
Okay.
Oh, was it? No, you're right. It was hot. Yeah, it was hot. But I don't know if it was hot. It was just kind of like a little hot.
The problem
You
is
know-
hot in March is hot.
Yeah, you're
You
right
know?
because you're not used to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
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 But I've changed like my pre-race diet, so I think I've got this thing figured out.
Nice.
Well,
Simon, Jeremy, what do you guys got?
Well, Chris, what's yours?
Yeah.
I ran hat in 2018, I think,
Yeah.
and I really had no business running that day. So I don't know. I mean, my goal is to break 4. I don't have any real
Nice.
reason. I have no real reason to think that I will, but I'm a pretty consistent split type of guy. So I'm gonna go out with hitting that halfway mark at 15 and a half at like 2 flat and see see where it goes. You know, I've been coming off an injury, so I injured in it was the first weekend in November, and it took a while to get back, and my legs are finally starting to come back, and I'm feeling pretty decent actually right now. So I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go out thinking that would like to nip 4, and if I don't, whatever, I don't. But
There's going to be a big pack at 4 out of the...
No. See, I will not. I will not like. I will probably be in like 20th to start, not a fast starter.
Yeah,
so
Chris,
we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, you're a smart runner, Chris.
I don't know if I'm a smart runner or just like don't push enough at the beginning of the race. Who knows? But go ahead, Niko.
No, I was just saying I'm going for broke, so I'm going out hard, and I'm just gonna try to, hang on.
Hammer it, brother.
So,
What's your goal, Niko? Do you have a goal time?
sub 4, baby.
Hell yeah, let's go, dude.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
Well, if anything, we'll probably have a big pack at the halfway point. Oh, we'll all be at 2 hours at the halfway point. And then
I know, right? I
it's gonna
know.
be carnage after that.
I think
awesome.
maybe one or two of us maybe might blow up, but
Yeah.
One or two?
Yeah. So the guy that wins the race is the guy that doesn't blow up. That's basically what we're saying, right? That's cool. All right, Simon, Jeremy, what are you guys thinking?
I'd like to think I could run a 50K in 4 hours, so that's kind of what I've been shooting for.
Nice.
I'm definitely going for it. I've got like a 100-miler I'm training for in May, so that's this is right. Yeah, nice. A nice, good, hard 50K sounds like fun.
Nice.
I ran a 4:15 a couple years ago, so I just want to get better than that. That's kind of the goal.
So you ran is it a 4:15 at Hat?
No, I've never run this before.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
I guess nearby. It was in like the Hoshua Hills.
Okay,
Oh,
nice. Awesome. Cool. All right, Jeremy.
Oh boy. Well, I got all these injuries, so I'm gonna be sitting around a 4:10.
Sandbag it.
Yeah.
Based on the limited amount of results I have, I'll be shooting for a 4:10. If I could go under that, that'd be great. I think 4:10 for me is realistic. If I get better than that, that's great. But
That's awesome.
not to be provocative, I'm really curious about your guys' Strava. Are you guys hiding any runs and not posting them on Strava, or do you really only run 3 times a week?
Which guys are you talking about?
The PA guys.
So,
Yeah.
I asked Jeremy, I'm like, Jeremy, what are the PA guys doing? He's like, all right, this guy's doing this, and this guy's doing this.
I stalked hard. I should be ashamed of myself.
Jeremy, I appreciate it.
No, dude, I think Rob might be the only guy that's logging. But
it's Brian?
funny.
I actually haven't been on Strava too much recently.
I have been more recently, just because I've been running more recently. But I don't think Brian is logging the bulk of his runs.
Yeah, no, he's running. He's running.
Yeah,
a lot.
Brian's coming in shape.
Awesome.
I know Rob will downplay it, but Rob will be ready to rumble.
I don't want to put too much out here because I don't want to get Rob in trouble.
Yeah, I feel like I already have. I'm sorry.
So, in any case, Rob doesn't necessarily log all of his runs, but that is not in order to hide them from any of you.
Yeah.
So anyway, and I stopped logging my runs because I have a bit of an unhealthy relationship with my watch. So I'm not even recording the runs that I'm doing for the most part. I did one. I did record one a couple of days ago because I was doing fueling and I just wanted to have my watch on, so I was, marking that stuff right. But we're all running. And, some of us are, I think Rob and Brian are the ones in really good shape.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think
Exciting.
I expect Brian especially to go out pretty hard.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
Brian is really good on the downhills.
Yeah, it's not fair.
I always thought,
fair.
I'm always like, man, I'm good on downhills. Like, yeah, I can do downhills better than anybody. And then one time I raced Brian, and he smoked me on the downhills. I'm like, how did he go so fast?
It's just not fair. There are times where we've run together. We ran a 50K the other year, and I felt like I was I was a little stronger on the uphills, and I think we were pretty even on the moderately flat rolling stuff. But he gapped me at the end because
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just not
It's really
fair. I'm like,
something.
and I'm like, dude, I know we're both really like we're spent right now, both of us. And I'm like, how are you running that fast going
Yeah.
downhill?
It's
It's
impressive.
it's those long strides, man.
It's
those
something.
long
It's
strides. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Is he a tall dude?
Yeah,
he is.
he's a tall guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big guy. Yeah. So. Yep. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
All
fun.
right, guys.
Yeah,
We're all
looking
gonna
forward to it.
we're all gonna blow up. No one's gonna run like under like
It's gonna be so
420.
fun. I mean, it might happen.
That'd
Like,
be
but you know what? But like, I'll shout out like I mentioned earlier. You know, like I think Niko. I think Keegan Flagg's probably in good shape. Like
Oh, yeah.
he can run sub 4. I know. Brandon Fogarty can run sub
Yeah.
4. Like there's
Yeah.
fast guys in the race that we're not even talking about.
Yeah.
So
Jeez,
that's
a
true.
whiz.
Like-
What the heck?
yeah. I mean, I know Brandon ran at Naked Dick. Brandon ran I think he ran like a 356.
Will Keegan be?
Yeah, right.
Dude, that's maybe not. He might not be wearing.
Yeah,
shoes.
because that could he might not go under 4 if he's not wearing shoes.
Yeah.
So
It's been a while since this course has seen an under 4. I know a lot of us have said that we're going to do under 4, but let's get the history of this race. It's been a while, and I think maybe when it was under 4, it was probably a different course.
well,
So,
what I want to know
yeah.
is what do we think this course's course record is?
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
Right?
Maybe it's
Three-
407.
No, I don't think so.
That's
Three-
what you ran. Yeah.
Well, let's see. All the fastest times are 94, 95,
Yeah, those don't count.
right? So those are all on the other course.
Yeah.
So it's like, when was the new course established? That's kind of the question, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think in 2018 the winning time was 345, 348, something like that, and that's smoking on that course.
You said 2018?
346.
Oh, 346.
Yeah. So we're thinking maybe that is somewhere around what we're looking at as a course record?
Yeah, we'd have to ask the RD.
And of course, how the weather is. So.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
yeah.
Weather matters a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, that you can't control, but if it's the same
On a
course or
good day. Yeah, on a good day, I think around that.
not. All right.
So
well,
some prize money if anybody breaks like 350. I don't know, 355. Who knows?
yeah, it looks like,
Yes.
kind of after it looks like, going back to 2012, looks like a lot of times around 4 hours to win for quite some time.
Yeah, but I mean, like what I think there's like a ton of guys in this. Has this race seen like the top heavy competition like this year?
I think it was more competitive previously, right? When there were less races. Is that correct? Or
I don't
I
know.
think there was
Yeah, I
some
don't
sort of a heyday for the Hat 50K.
Okay.
I mean, Ian Torrance is on the leaderboard from the 90s.
yeah,
Okay.
There is used to be more popular.
we got Joshua Finger on here in running a 407 in what year is this?
1989.
Well, he was 39, so it was 12 years ago. So I mean, I'm guessing that was the same course.
Yeah.
We should maybe try to do like a recap or something after the race.
Yeah.
Or,
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
So-
Yeah, I love this. We have like everybody running under 410. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
What happens?
I think it's likely you're going to have it's going to be a very fast race up front for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're well past many people's bedtimes here, and we're over an hour, so I can't imagine anybody's still going to be listening at this point. So.
You might be surprised.
We'll see. We'll see. We've already got through it. We probably lost a lot of listeners at, OnlyFans. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. Really looking forward to throwing down in about a week. And any final thoughts from you guys?
No, thanks a
Thanks.
lot.
Nope.
Really
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks for
this.
having us.
It's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, we should do the recap. That'd be
Yeah.
That would be really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
We'd have a lot to talk about, I think.
Oh yeah.
Live from Hat.
Mason Dixon trophy.
Yeah.
Mason Dixon themed trophy.
Let's do
All
it.
right. Let's see how this goes. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much to everybody for listening. Thanks so much to everybody for being on here. And until next time, happy trails.